Keto Pie Mukbang. Coming up after this. Okay, I wonder if these really are keto. I've discovered some stuff recently after I thought I was in the keto diet. I'm kind of doing more of a Candida diet, I guess, than I am keto diet, because I'm not counting my calories or anything. And yeah, I kind of am not eating any carbs. However, there's 4 avocados in this pie, and there is a whole can of pumpkin puree. I could have used a real pumpkin and food processed it, but I wanted it to be quick and easy. Eggs. I put 6 eggs in this. Cinnamon, sea salt. I only put crust on this one, and I used just walnuts and salt. Actually, no, I put... Usually when I make the crust, it'll be just crumbly. Like you put in the food processor and you food process the walnuts until it gets, and I add some sea salt. And I didn't put cinnamon in it because it was a key lime pie. And then at the end, and then when you keep food processing, eventually the oils from the walnuts start making it really hard for it to food process. So then I add some coconut oil to make it so when sometimes, because I notice when I put in the filling, the key lime, which is just lemon and avocado and stevia, that is the sweetener in both of these. I just used stevia. And when I use stevia, I just use the whole leaf stevia that's just ground up leaf. I don't like the processed stuff. I don't know, I've never tried the processed stuff, but I don't want to eat a processed food like that. So the whole authentic leaf of the stevia ground up into a powder is what I use. The crust sometimes is too crumbly, so when you put in the avocado and lemon, 1 whole lemon in the food processor with 4 or 5 avocados and stevia. And then I also put some stevia in the crust just to make it extra sweet. And then when you put in the dollops of the topping, when you start mixing it around, sometimes the crumble will stick to it. So what I did was I added some coconut oil and I stirred it around in the walnut mixture to make it nice. So then I patted it down and then it was a nice hard crust. I already ate one of these pies today because I wasn't sure it was going to work. And I didn't put the crust in the bottom of this because I was already using like a whole lot of walnuts in this one. And I mean, the pumpkin pie filling is the best part of it. And also like the recipes that I saw online said to put in like 3 eggs into your pumpkin pie. But I wanted it to cook well. I guess I did. I undercooked the one that I had earlier. And that's okay with me because I don't mind eating raw eggs. Oh. Okay, I'm just going to eat. So I think I overcooked this one. It was so hot, the first one that I made. And one of the biggest, I was so hungry to start that I couldn't even like concentrate on what I was saying. I have to measure more carefully. Well, I mean, I don't really have to measure per se. I'm not a big measure cooker. But I was pouring in the stevia, I think in all 3 instances, when I was making the crust, when I was making the lemon topping, and when I was making the pumpkin puree blend. I dumped way too much stevia in each time. But it's okay. This is a completely raw pie. This one I made raw not too long ago, but I wanted to try it with the eggs and making it more custardy. This is good. It's better when you let things cool down. The first one that I ate today, I was just hoovering it. Sorry it's so contrasty. I'm still moving around trying to... Well, this isn't even... I'm not even trying to make the right setup. For my new filming areas. But I am experimenting with the lighting and I like it. Like, this would have been good if I was just sitting down and talking. So, yeah, this means I'll be having 12 eggs today. Which isn't that much. I know some people think it is. But I knew when I was going keto that eggs would be a large part of what I would eat, probably. So I did look at what the calories were. Initially, I don't remember now. But I know that it worked out that 12 eggs aren't very many calories. For a whole day. Now, I don't know how much all the rest of this stuff adds up to, but I am losing body fat. I'll show you a little bit. Showing you my abs. Okay, now we're gonna have some of this key lime pie. Oh, I gotta be careful. I put shredded coconut on top. That's so sweet and so creamy. I did put too much stevia in it, but it's still okay. I think some people say stevia, or maybe that's a brand name. I peeled the lemon and put the whole thing in the processor. I don't mind if there's seeds or some pulp in there. So it's cool that Canada has Thanksgiving in October. And that the US has Thanksgiving in November. And especially because I do YouTube. And the majority of people who watch my channel are Americans. So I kind of get to celebrate Thanksgiving twice. Okay, so did I mention that I wasn't sure if no, I'm sure. Well, I don't know if I'm sure. I noticed on some keto videos that I watched that they only like to eat one avocado. And I've been eating a lot of avocados, sometimes probably 8 a day. But they would be the only carbohydrates I would be getting. And there's no sugar in them. So like I said in my last video, it's more of a Candida diet that I'm doing. Maybe. But then where does the pumpkin stand? Pumpkin is pretty sweet. I'm not sure. I should have looked up if you can eat pumpkin on a Candida diet. But then I'm eating cheese. And I don't think you can eat cheese on a Candida diet. So I guess I'm taking kind of the best of both worlds. I guess the pumpkin isn't that sweet though. And it's kind of a special thing, but if I'm in ketosis, this would probably knock me out of it. Or maybe, well, I guess these two pies together would knock me out of the carbohydrates. But when I've done a Candida cleanse before, I've just by dropping the sugar, like, I don't know, like from bananas and apples, and that I would really lean out. So that's what I'm trying to do. I got both of these pie plates at the dollar store. I wanted one that you could show the crust and the layers. So that's why I chose this one. And I wanted it to be antique-y. And this actually fills a lot more than I thought it would. This is a bigger pie than I thought I could fit in. I thought that I would be overflowing this, but the pie looks kind of dinky inside. And this one, I wanted something small enough that I could put into the halogen cooker. I made this in the halogen cooker. I should have did it on video. I'm feeling it already. I'm already full. But I'm finishing this stuff. This worked out really well. The first one that I had today was a bit runny on the bottom of some areas. And I didn't mind that. But you really can taste the difference when you let something cool down. And all food that you make should have that. Well, I wouldn't say all food, but there's a lot of foods that you want that setting period because the flavors amalgamate. The flavors get all mixed together. That's something that happens with stevia too, is that if you did put too much in it by accident, I find that if you leave it, and I also read somewhere that somebody else did this too, that the sweetness and even the aftertaste that people don't like seems to dissipate a bit. I'm really liking that. I'm enjoying that. I always liked custard. And you can do this without the pumpkin too, which I have been doing. I just put in the eggs, and then you can put in some like coconut or almond milk and some stevia. And then you make like a custard, and then you could have put it on top of the walnut shell too. No, not the walnut shell, but the walnut pie crust. Pie crusts are called shells, right? I changed my lighting at the last minute. That might not be so good. The crust is really sweet. Sometimes it's good to put the sweetness into just one part. I wonder how cinnamon key lime would taste. I should try making this with lime. The green makes it look like it's lime. That looked really good on camera. I want to see what the chunky custard looks like. I don't have as many sweet cravings anymore, which is how I know this is working. I wonder how long I will do this. I really love fruit. And I guess you do burn more calories in the summertime because it's so hot and you're moving around more. So maybe when the summer comes, I will become a fruitarian. I always wanted to be one because it sounds like such the perfect diet. For some reason, it never worked for me. I think I've tried, but what would take me off it, I wonder. I know I've tried. Probably just having to go places. You know what it might be? It might be the sugar thing. It might be because I'm eating the sugar, so I eventually go somewhere and see a pie on a really good special, and because I'm craving the sugar, then I break down and buy a pie. It starts out with a lot of willpower. You have to say no, no, no. It's sometimes good to lock yourself up in your house for a bit. And then I remember trying to get off the sugar this last time. And it would just, I would say, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to even walk by that section in the grocery store. And then it would just be one more time. One more time. It was so out of control this time. And it's been some time now since I've been not eating any sugar. And then even after I was done the sugar cravings, I thought I should order some stevia from Amazon just in case. And the last time I ordered stevia, I think I threw it out because I had it for so long without using it. And then it eventually expired. But I've been really going through this bag. I still have lots left, though. It really goes a long way. Never get the exact number, but say it's, I don't know, 10, 40, maybe 100 times sweeter than sugar itself. Which I don't really understand those calculations. Because once something's sweet, it's kind of like cold. Once you get above, say, 25 below. I don't know what that is for you Fahrenheit people. It's just cold. It's just cold. It doesn't get any colder. And when you're eating sugar, it doesn't get any sweeter. It's just pure sugar. In fact, a lot of food is pure sugar, like rock candy. Walnuts are such a funny food. I do not enjoy them on their own. But they taste, they taste so good with stuff. This isn't sticking better than the other times that I used this. It must be the pumpkin that's making it come right off, because I was able to clean this dish so easily afterwards. Wow, I'm so stuffed. Just like a real Thanksgiving dinner. I guess people would consider this a vegetarian dinner. I never considered eggs vegetarian at all. In fact, I think eating eggs is worse than eating animals. Because you're like raping an animal of its byproduct. So that's kind of worse. This is cool. An adult channel, I can say words that I never could on my other channel. That's good. That was yummy. It didn't take me very long. It took me much longer to eat the chicken yesterday. I finished off the rest of that too last night. Oh my goodness. And then I ate more too. And then I had leftover goat cheese. And what did I eat with the goat cheese? I actually put some stevia, tried it on the goat cheese. And I was eating the goat cheese with a spoon and like dipping it into the stevia, and it actually tasted like cheesecake. Initially, what was I eating though with it? Oh, I had a jar of olives stuffed with almonds. Oh, and before I had a jar of almonds, I had a bag. I had a little bit of almonds left in the bag, and I ate those first. And then I said, I'm still hungry. And then, I don't know. I don't think you have to. Like, if you're doing a strict keto diet, you have to count your calories. But I haven't been. And I think I go over a lot, too, of what calories I should have. And I'm still losing weight. I think I never wanted to believe this, even with natural sugars. But I sugar makes you put on the pounds. And of course, refined carbohydrates, but I usually never eat those anyway, except when I break down at the pie counter. But for the majority of my adult life, I wasn't eating, can I say that? I guess I can say that now. I wasn't eating like processed carbohydrates. So most of my meals would not consist of that, except for the occasional breakdown, which I always film here on YouTube. But so from that experiment with myself is that I did realize that it's actually the fruit sugars are actually making me put fat onto my body. But when I would eat fruit sugars, I have to say that I would eat a lot. Like I would eat like a whole like container of dates, like a kilo of dates. Like I'm sugar addict. So when I do stop, it's yeah, it's crazy what a difference it is. Really like talking about food anymore. I know that some people don't like talking about food. Actually, some people like me talking about food, but then it gets a little preachy, and then eventually they don't want me to talk about food anymore. And then that one person that said that I was fat shaming people all the time. But I've had lots of comments that said that I wasn't, so always remember that one person, don't you? I love you, and yeah, try some stevia. You might not like the aftertaste, but and also if you do try stevia, try to find the green powder that's just 100% stevia. I'll tell you in my next video if you don't find it anywhere what brand I use. I don't want to stand up and show you what I'm wearing right now or lack thereof. I love you so much. I hope that if you're new to my channel, you will like, comment, share, and subscribe. I do want to hear from you. I shouldn't say that spiel like that because that's just too generic. But yeah, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified. And I haven't been putting too many videos here, so you don't have to worry about getting those notifications very often. All right, I love you again. Go let them eat pie.